Hi, lovely to see you here for another Cruise First trip around the world, a world full of lands to be discovered in comfort and style. And here at Cruise First, we've been crafting great package deals around the world, unlocking exclusive prices for cruises and using our buying power to secure the best deals for flights, hotels, stays and tours. We've been doing that for nearly 25 years, you know. Well, let's show you what we can do. In this show, we're heading to the shores of Australia and New Zealand. We're opening up more and more deals every year to see the sights of Oz, and you'll love what we have in store for early next year. A mix of the big cruise lines too, with offers from Celebrity, Norwegian Cruise Line and Princess, all on the way. Let's start with a trip for early next year down to the South Pacific and New Zealand over 19 nights. So it starts on the 1st of February, off to the airport to fly off to Auckland in New Zealand for a 4-night hotel stay where it's summer again. The sun shines for 7 hours a day with an average temperature of 23 degrees. That's what we need, isn't it? Yes, I know I am no Thomas Schaffernacker, but I looked at the average climate in New Zealand for this time of the year because I knew you'd want to know. And it's wonderful. Really, really lovely city. Lots to explore here as well. Princess Wharf, right on the waterfront there. Go around there. There's a big sky tower to get the views with an observation deck. So you can see right around the city. You can actually bungee jump off it as well. More than 600 feet from the sky deck. Maybe not. Anyway, let's move on to the cruising then, shall we? And we're on board Celebrity Edge, and we're on board for 12 nights. Well, Celebrity Edge is just a picture. If you've never sailed with Celebrity before, can I just say treat yourself, because it's absolutely phenomenal. These ships are beautiful. I mean, they have had hundreds of millions of dollars spent on the design of these ships. They've brought in huge designers from around the world. No other cruise line has something like the magic carpet that you see there, which moves from level to level, becomes a place where you can have dinner on the edge right at the very top. It becomes a lovely tender platform. It's a bar sometimes. It's fantastic. Now the spa in Celebrity Edge is just beyond the ridiculous. You have never seen so many treatment rooms, so many different places to be pampered in your life. You will love all the staterooms. They are so smart. Some of the most comfortable beds, honestly, I have ever slept on. Literally, your head hits the pillow and you are gone. That's it. It's amazing. Very relaxing. Very, very smart. A new type of stateroom as well with the infinite balcony there. That's actually a window, and electronically the top half of the window comes down and becomes your infinite balcony, actually giving you a bigger stateroom rather than opening up doors into another space on the outside of the ship, which is very, very clever. The whole place feels like one of those 5-star restaurants. One of those 5-star hotels. And they have lovely restaurants, and lots of the restaurants are included in your fare. And if you go main dining all the way through your cruise, you will feel like you've dined in a specialty restaurant every single night. There are further specialty restaurants that you can treat yourself to if you want to, and they are stunning, like Raw on 5, which is lovely, wonderful sushi and fresh seafood in the cabinets there. That's the rooftop garden. You can eat up there, you can enjoy live music up there. It's a wonderful place to be. There's real planting up there. They do a bit of a light show in the evening as well. Here's one of the specialty dining restaurants, Le Petit Chef. So as the name suggests, the small little chef in animation prepares the dish before it arrives in reality, which is very, very clever. Worth treating yourself to, worth doing a couple of times, in fact. Here's Eden. Eden is like this big, lovely, sort of organic, wonderful space. The theatre is incredible. You sit inside it and you just think this is spectacular with all of the backdrops to the shows. It's wonderful. There's a bit of a silent disco going on. Very, very nice indeed. This is fun for everyone. You'll love it. The nightclubs are very lively as well, let me tell you. You will love it. So we've got some places to go and visit as well on this cruise, so don't forget, so don't have too many late nights. 12 nights, and of course we are sailing out of Auckland, and we're heading up first to the northern region of the North Island to the Bay of Islands. Now, there's 150 different islands here, great for water sports and diving. It's a subtropical paradise and it's absolutely beautiful. A couple of days at sea and then we're sailing around the South Pacific into Fiji first, Suva. And you can visit an authentic Fijian village here, see the many wonderful waterfalls. It's just an absolute sheer paradise. You will love it. Next, we go into Lautoka, also in Fiji. Be daring here and take a trip on the longest zip line in the South Pacific, or head to a lovely beach club and just enjoy the sands if you fancy just views like that. Look at that Beachcomber Island. Wonderful. Next, a day at sea, and we are in Apia, which is American Samoa. Seafood markets here. You can swim, you can snorkel, you can visit Robert Louis Stevenson's former home here, which is now a very popular museum. I'd be straight to those waterfalls though in the top picture. Wonderful. Crossing the international date line to Pago Pago in American Samoa. Head on to the famous $2 beach here, or you can hike in the rainforests in the national park, or take a tour and see all of the highlights like that lovely flower pot rock. You'll cross the international date line again, 3 days at sea, and then we arrive back into Auckland. Crossing the international date line, by the way, I never understand, but it's something to do with time zones. Going one way you lose a day, and coming back the other way you gain the day back again, and you do it twice, so I'm guessing you lose a day and then you gain a day again. It's all very confusing, but there you go. Yeah, it could be the other way around, who knows? But either way, it'll still be as much holiday. Whether you're losing a day or gaining a day, you'll still be on holiday. You won't feel a thing. It's not like going up into space. Anyway, so I just wanted to put that out there. I don't understand it either. 1st of February. Perfect time to go and enjoy New Zealand. We'll fly you, of course, in our package from the UK out to Auckland in New Zealand, 4 nights in a hotel there, and then you've got 12 nights of luxury cruising on Celebrity Edge around the South Pacific with classic drinks and Wi-Fi included. You end the cruise back in Auckland, and then we fly you back to the UK. Now, you deposit for this today because it comes up in February, although February's not that far away, scarily. £199 each deposit today, and your price tag for the whole package. This is amazing, you know. This is holding down prices before they kind of spring away. That's why we put low deposits and lock in prices now, because we've booked the flights, we've booked the hotels, we've secured the deal with the cruise line. That's why we arrange cruises so far in advance, because you get the best prices. You get to go to places that before would have cost you many, many thousands more. But you get to do it now at a brilliant price tag. And it's a lovely mix of holiday as well. Nice city stay in Auckland, nice luxury cruise. Now, if you want to upgrade to one of those lovely infinite balconies, you know, where the top half of the window comes down, let's go and have a look at the prices for that, because obviously our price is based on an inside. Well, it's only just £99 more to go ocean view, so that's easy done, isn't it, that one? And then you've got your balcony price on there, and there's also suites on Celebrity, and honestly I've seen some of the suites on this particular ship. Actually, I was on Celebrity Edge I think not long after she launched, actually, and they have things like sky suites that are almost like duplex apartments on 2 levels. It's crazy, honestly. So talk to the team if you want to investigate that possibility, because that would be lovely to do in this part of the world. It would be lovely to do in any part of the world, but particularly down in the South Pacific. It's awesome. So if you want to know more, CEL304 is your reference number. Just quote that when you call our team on 0800 953 4700, or if you want a more detailed look at the itinerary, and if you ever work out the old international dateline thing, drop me an email, let me know. I'd love to know. Right, let's carry on then, shall we? We are talking Australia and New Zealand in this show, and we're cruising around Australia next and taking a trip to paradise. This time 3 weeks away, starting on the 5th of April, where we fly out from the UK to Bali in Indonesia. Now, we've just had a long trip, so how about we chill out, relax, and enjoy 3 nights in a hotel first? Sounds all right to me. Bali is always a place of, it's almost like a place of myth, isn't it? I mean, I know Mr. P, our producer, laughs at me every time I say this, but being of a certain age, I will, and you will remember as well, I'm sure, where you only heard about Bali when there was a big game show on a Saturday night on ITV, like The Price is Right, or, you know, Bullseye or something like that. And Bali would be the big star prize holiday, wouldn't it? So you think automatically it's got to be expensive then. you know, because you don't hear of anyone going to Bali, and you are going to spend some time there. It's going to be amazing. Now, in Bali, in Benoit, the port there, this is where you'll start cruising. This time with Norwegian Cruise Line, and we're on the Norwegian Sun, and we're 14 nights on board. We're all inclusive. We're free at sea here, as they call it. So premium drinks package included. You've got $50 of shore excursion credit for each port that you go to. You have got 2 nights in specialty dining restaurants for the pair of you included, and you've also got a Wi-Fi package, which is wonderful. And the good thing about this cruise is the very first day you get on, you're actually staying in Benoit in Bali for an overnight on that first night. So you can just get on, explore the ship, get your bearings, go look around, go and see the stunning sights. I mean, this is a lovely, lovely ship. You'll never be bored. You'll never be spoilt for choice when it comes to the dining, because funnily enough, you're on a 14-night cruise. There are 14 different restaurants on board, which is brilliant, or 14 different dining options. You've got the 4 Seasons and 7 Seas, which is your main restaurant options. They have some lovely special nights as well, like Chocoholic Night, which I do like the sound of, rather. Fully equipped with gym, outside fun things to do if you want to. You can go on a spinning class if you want to. People do still think that cruising is all about, you know, calories and doing nothing, but you can be very physical on one of these. Here's where we're going, out of Bali, and we are heading first into Lembar, which is Lombok. We're staying here for an overnight as well, so 2 days here. There's Mount Rinjani for trekking and the views. You can snorkel here. It's very laid back indeed, and there's lots to visit. Next, we are off to Komodo. And yes, that's where you've heard that name before. Famous for those wonderful big iguanas that they call dragons. And you can visit the pink beach there as well if you've got a chance. It does look rather nice, doesn't it? It must be a granite beach, I'm guessing. 2 days at sea. We are now in the top of Australia in Darwin in the Northern Territories. Famous for the very wonderful and varied crocodile adventures, including Crocosaurus Cove there. You wouldn't get me in that cage, I'm telling you now. A couple of days at sea, we are now in Cookstown, which is wonderful. Seaside town surrounded by lush rainforest. You can learn about James Cook here. Enjoy the botanic gardens, which are over 60 hectares inside. Next, we go to Townsville in Australia. You can head to the Reef HQ here. There's an indoor reef attraction, and there's a turtle sanctuary here as well. Maybe you fancy a little trek up Castle Hill there. No. Well, maybe. Maybe I'll take a picture. Next, we head to Airlie Beach. Now, this will be a day to take a tour to the Great Barrier Reef, because you're right on the doorstep of it here. And indeed, the gorgeous Whitsunday Islands is a very, very popular part of Australia as well. Port Douglas is next, famous for the Daintree National Park, which is home to the very, very biodiverse rainforest there, and in town itself, Macrossan Street, lined with boutique shops and restaurants, so you might want a little explore there. Next, we come into Cairns, and that's where we disembark. But we're staying here for a 2-night stay, which is lovely. Wonderful wildlife and corals here. You can explore the dive sites, you can go snorkeling, you can go on a fishing trip here, or explore it by boat. Absolutely stunning. There's also wonderful botanic gardens here, rainforest and trails. You can wander the Esplanade Boardwalk with the marina, enjoy a picnic on the beach, see the wonderful coral seas, and there are many different ways of doing that. Either way, you've got 2 nights in a hotel there in this gorgeous city, and you're in Australia before you then fly it back to the UK. This looks a dream holiday, and I have to say, far from the madding crowd, there are lots of itineraries around Australia. This is a very, very different one as well. It's lovely to do Bali first with a nice stay there, and then stay there on your first night on the cruise as well. But then around Indonesia, the top of Australia, and then around on the eastern side of Australia, coming down past the Barrier Reef, and then spending some time in Cairns as well. This is an amazing package. Whoever put this together has done an absolutely brilliant job. So this goes on the 5th of April. It's 3 weeks in total. Low deposit today, so if you want to get it in the diary and lock in the price that we've got, £199 each today, your deposit, and that's the flight out to Bali from the UK. 3 nights in a hotel there. Then your 14-night cruise on Norwegian Sun around Indonesia and Australia, including the ports that are absolutely perfect for the Great Barrier Reef. Cruise, of course, is all-inclusive, remember, so premium drinks, Wi-Fi, shore excursion credit of $50 per port, and 2 nights of specialty dining, all included. Cruise ends in Cairns, 2 nights in a hotel there, that's included, plus your flight back to the UK from Cairns. Wow. Wow. Look. I mean, look, that's a considered sum for a holiday, right? But look at what you are getting value-wise, because you're flying to the other side of the world. I mean, flying to Bali is no mean feat. It's a long, long way. Flying back from Australia, that's a long flight. You know, there's no two ways about it. There's no quicker way of doing it yet. I'm sure there will be one day, but that price tag is extraordinary, and that's 3 weeks away. I would jump in straight away with your £199 each deposit on this one to lock in that price tag, because who knows, by the time we get to January or February, the price of this holiday might have changed dramatically. And you know what, generally, it's only going to have gone up. It's very unlikely to have gone down. Here's the details if you want to upgrade while you're on board. And listen, actually, you're already upgraded to a certain extent because you've already got drinks and Wi-Fi and shore excursion credit and extra dining in the specialty restaurants on board. You're kind of already upgraded to a degree, but you have got your prices there if you want to upgrade your cabin to ocean view or indeed to balcony as well. So when you call our team on this one, just quote NCL311 and call us on 0800 953 4700. And of course, if you wanted to tailor that, I was just thinking you end in Cairns. Cairns and Sydney are not a million miles away from each other. You might well want to spend some time in Sydney before you come back. We can make that happen for you. So we could get you from Cairns to Sydney, another hotel stay there before you then fly back to the UK. Or maybe you want to do Singapore on the way back from Australia as well. Listen, world's your oyster. Talk to the team. We can tailor it exactly the way you want it. 0800 953 4700. They are amazing. And we do lots of tailoring of packages, by the way. We have to put certain criteria together for a package to be able to give you a rough idea of the price. But as I say, you can tailor that package as much as you want to and create one all of your own. We'll tie all the flights, the stays and the cruises together. Meaning too that if you do it with us as one big package, we're ATOL bonded and APTA protected, of course, so every penny is secured when you book with us. Think that's how we're still here 25 years later. Now, our lines are open 7 days a week too. Remember, we major in cruise holidays, so you can ask our team any questions about the cruise lines and the ships, and they'll have the answer straight away for you. Right. Well, we've seen New Zealand in one trip and we've seen Australia in another. How about we tie the two together now on a 20-night trip for the 11th of February? And we're cruising this time with Princess. We fly first out to Sydney in Australia. We were just talking about Sydney, weren't we? And there's plenty of time for you to look around as we're staying here for 2 nights in a hotel. I always think if your first time in Sydney, there is available to book up a half-day city tour. It's like 4 or 5 hours, and you get to do, you know, a lot of the highlights. So you get to nip into Bondi Beach and some of the big attractions in Sydney. By all means, you don't need to do that. You can just wander as you want to, decide what you want to go and do. There's wonderful things to do in the city. In fact, right in the city, not far from the harbour, I believe, there's even an amusement park called Luna Park, which is brilliant. It's like a vintage amusement park. But of course, you want to go and see the harbour bridge. You want to go see the opera house. Maybe you go and see a show there as well. You can do a bridge climb as well. So you can be like these intrepid people here. Oh, no. Not for me. Next, it's time to cruise. Royal Princess now. 13 nights you are going to be on board. And the good thing about this cruise is everything. But the second good thing about it is you'll be cruising with lots of Aussies as well, because I have to tell you that our TV team, we also make shows for our sister brands down in Australia. So I know that we've been talking very much about these cruises to our friends in Australia as well, and they're very, very popular indeed. Now, of course, we're flying over to Sydney to join this cruise, but for them, it's just on the doorstep. Wonderful, I think, to discover this part of the world. And I love the fact that we're tying Australia and New Zealand together in this trip, because when you are traveling such a long way, it's good to get as much kind of mileage in, pardon the pun, as you possibly can. But of course, you don't have to make any effort. That's the great thing about these. You can just literally discover the destinations as you go around. You know, someone else is driving the ship. You know, it means that all of you can enjoy a drink of the evening, not thinking, oh, how are we going to get home? Who's going to organise the taxi? Who's going to be the designated driver? You can just switch off and everyone can enjoy the holiday in exactly the same way, which I love. I absolutely love that freedom. Also, with Princess, fantastic food. If you've been on any of the Princess ships, by the way, familiar favourites appear right the way through the fleet. So you might have already been on board one of the other ships before. So all of your favourite restaurants and features will be there. It's got the sanctuary where you can book your own little space, just you on your own or you and the other half, just to curl up, have a little canoodle, have a little listen to some music, read a book, whatever you want to do. You can go into the spa as well. Go and have many treatments there, treat yourself, but there's so much included. If you are taking the kids with you, they can have an absolutely amazing time. There's plenty for them to do. There's lots of family activities that you can all get involved in together. And look at the accommodation. It's got everything you need. Everything you need. Clean, comfortable, wonderful. I always say this whenever I'm on a cruise, and maybe it's just me because I can't sit still for long, but I'm in my accommodation very little. It's literally to get changed. It's to get dressed in the morning. It's to come back sort of afternoon, early evening, to change from day to night, and then to come back and sleep. That's it. That's it. Apart from that, I am out. I am doing. I want to see as many shows as I possibly can. I want to go and see the comedy and the big production show and do some karaoke and maybe do some boogieing in the nightclub and doing something like Movies Under the Stars, where you watch a big film out on the deck on a lounger, is just a lovely thing to do, and you would never do it at home, would you, normally? It's a really unique experience. So let's see where we're cruising then. We're starting off in Sydney, of course, so first stop is Melbourne on this one, and you can head to the Dandenong Park here with its mountain ranges, kookaburras and cockatoos, and you can take a trail here as well. There's a hop-on, hop-off bus tour. Next, we go down to Tasmania. They call it the Apple Isle. The wonderful Royal Botanical Gardens are here. The Japanese gardens are here. Who'd have thought that in Tasmania, a Japanese garden? But there you go. You can explore a fuchsia house, lily ponds, and you can even have a lovely picnic there if you wanted to. Now, 2 days at sea, and then you spend the most incredible time cruising through the Fiordland National Park. Now, this is vast fjords in New Zealand that are lush and varied and fascinating. Perfect way to see them is on board a cruise ship because you're eye to eye with the scenery. Next, we continue into Dunedin in New Zealand. You can take a tour to Otago here to see those beautiful little penguins. You can tour the castle and maybe take a historic tour around the city as well. It's a beautiful place. Larnock Castle is a Scottish castle as well. Christchurch is next. Now you can see the Quake City exhibition here, which charts the sights and sounds of the recovery of Christchurch, and check out the botanical gardens here as well. I'd love the idea of a kayak safari. That would be really nice. Day at sea, and we are into Bay of Islands there. Mentioned this before, just very cute, and you can take very authentic sort of Aboriginal experiences here as well. The Waitingi Treaty Grounds there, very nice indeed. Next we head to Tauranga, where you can take a trek up Mount Maungunai and enjoy the sights there. And Robbins Park is there, the wonderful planting. Hobbiton Tour, very popular as well. Auckland we arrive into, and that's where we finish the cruise, but we are staying here as well for a 2-night hotel stay. Now, there is so much to do in this city. I know we've touched upon it already in this show. You can enjoy the shopping. There are wonderful parks here in the city to enjoy. Walk along Queen Street and explore the city. And there's a very trendy area of Auckland called Ponsonby, which is very nice. That's where all the trendy shopping happens. Lots of tours, I'm sure, will be on offer within the city as well if you want to go out to further flung attractions, or just spend the time relaxing, wander along the prom at Mission Bay. Devonport is lovely. Lots of streets and bays are there to be explored. And after your 2-night stay in Auckland, you'll then fly back to the UK. So again, a beautifully curated package and a lovely time to take it as well. Lovely time to tell people you're off to Australia and New Zealand in February. You think about it, how many people go away in February and they can say, right, I'm off to New Zealand and Australia. You might even know people in Australia as well. I know many people, quite a few people actually, who've emigrated out to Australia and love it. Maybe this is a chance to catch up with old friends, family members, colleagues, or whatever, while you're over in Sydney. Would be lovely to do. Right, again, we've got low deposit on this offer as well. So your deposit today on this is just £299, 20 nights the whole trip, which is wonderful. And if you want to lock in our deal, do the deposit offer. That's the flight from the UK out to Sydney in Australia. 2 nights in a hotel there. Then you've got 13 nights of cruising on the Royal Princess, full board cruising as well, remember, cruising Australia and Tasmania and onto the wonderful fjordlands of New Zealand and exploring more of the islands as well, ending in Auckland, where you leave and then you stay in a hotel for 2 nights before flying back to the UK. And here is your price tag. We're in the same ballpark as we were with the previous offer as well, actually. 3199. Deposit today of £299. February rolls around very quickly if you think about how far into the year we are already. We can make you an even better offer on this one as well, because if you book an ocean view on this sailing, we'll upgrade you to a balcony, which is brilliant. So let's go and see what the price of that is first then, shall we? So an extra $299, because you can see the ocean view and balcony price are the same there. So we're saying for the price of an ocean view upgrade, we'll upgrade you again to a balcony, which is wonderful, isn't it? A nice little offer. And if you want to make this all inclusive as well, for an extra £50 per person per day, full drinks package, so drinks up to $15, unlimited Wi-Fi, gratuities, you get speedy boarding onto the ship, you get food and drink delivered to the very spot you are on the ship with your little medallion and the app. That would be included without its delivery charges. So would room service if you take Princess Plus as well. You get extra casual dining meals, which is wonderful. So if you want to enjoy all-inclusive plus, pardon the pun, then take Princess Plus. It's £50 per person per day. It just makes the budgeting for that holiday so simple. It's such a ridiculous price tag. I mean, often drinks packages alone, you know, especially kind of comprehensive drinks packages, they can often be more than £50 per person per day just for drinks. Then it's another so-and-so for Wi-Fi, then it's another so-and-so every time you have room service, etc, etc, etc. So it really is great value for money. So I would add that if you possibly can. PC524 is the reference there to quote to our team on this one. And the number, of course, free as always on 0800 953 4700. Wow. Listen, who doesn't want to go to Australia? Everyone wants to go to Australia. Everyone wants to go to New Zealand as well, because they are wonderful places, and they're places that we've kind of thought about a long time, but have thought far too expensive, could never afford to do it. Well, I think we've shown you with kind of price tags like that for the length of holiday you are getting in this show, it is ridiculous. And that is thanks to our amazing team at Cruise1st, who've been putting packages like this together, as I say now, for the best part of 25 years. In fact, we'll be celebrating our 25th birthday when you're on this holiday. Send us a little birthday card, will you? Listen, thank you so much for your company as always. Stay right where you are. Always more shows on the way. Always good news and good ideas. See you later.